This video is for players who are returning to the game, whether you're just starting out or you've been playing for a while and you're coming back. The first section is going to be for newer players who haven't completed the new war quest. The second section is going to be for players who are returning but have already completed the new war quest. There will be timestamps so you can jump to any section that you find helpful. And hey, if you find this informative, feel free to subscribe. It's super helpful. The link to my Twitch is in the description. I stream 3 times a week. And if you need more help than this guide provides, feel free to join my Discord in the description. So, you're coming back to the game and you're still a bit on the newer side. That's okay, I'll walk you through what you need to do to get up to speed with the game. Your most important goal is to complete the new war quest, as it'll allow you to unlock a lot of the new and interesting endgame content. First things first, let's get you up to speed with how to progress. I could stand here and give you a list of every single thing that you'd have to do, but we'd be here a while. So instead, I'm going to show you how to do things yourself. If you want to look at your quests, head on over to your codex as shown in this image here. Now, as I said, your goal is the new war quest. But how do you get there? The most important thing, in my opinion, is to try to traverse through all of the planets. Completing each junction on every planet will automatically take you through the important story quests and will save you from doing things that you might not have to do. So, if you have a look at this junction here, you can see that it's got a number of requirements. For example, the Natog quest, which is the required story quest, is shown in the junction. So, simply just pushing through all of the planets to get to Sedna, you'll complete most of the requirements to get into the endgame. However, there's a couple of other requirements before you can get yourself involved in endgame stuff, which Warframe won't explain to you until it's very late and might cause you some pain. So, I'll explain it to you now, so you can take your time to complete these when you want. First is your Railjack. You'll need this to complete the new war quest. In more recent times, obtaining a Railjack has become drastically easier compared to getting a Necramech. You simply need to complete the Rising Tides quest and you'll be rewarded with all the parts you need for a Railjack along the way. Second is your Necramech. You'll need this to complete the new war quest as well, and before then you'll have to complete the Heart of Deimos quest along with the War Within quest. The Necramech is fairly hard to get as it's not directly correlated with any sort of quest itself, and it's arguably one of the hardest grinds in Warframe. To start your grind for the Necramech, you'll need to talk to Lloyd in the Necrolisk after completing the War Within. Lloyd will sell you blueprints and damaged parts for your Necramech. To gain standing with Lloyd, you'll need to complete Isolation Vault bounties that you can obtain from Mother. Once you get all of the blueprints and damaged parts, you'll need to go mining and fishing across the Cambion Drift and other open worlds to acquire all of the resources you'll need for your Necramech. If you're coming back to the game and you've already completed the new war, or you're just finishing the new war, you'll want to focus on a few things that will allow you to progress the quickest. Most notably, there's a few quests that you're going to want to do, along with killing some Liches and unlocking Incarnon Weapons. Focus schools are also fairly important for some specific late game content. With quests, after you complete the new war, you're probably going to be very overwhelmed by the amount of quests you have, but in reality, there's only a few quests that are actually important and relevant to do at all. Veilbreaker and Whispers in the Walls are going to be the two main quests that you want to focus on completing after the new war. Veilbreaker is going to unlock Archon Shards for you, which is going to be a huge power boost, and Whispers in the Walls is more the latest content that's going to allow you more ways to obtain Archon Shards and utilize them. The other two quests which you're going to want to do, which I'll expand on in the next section here, are the Call of the Tempestari and Angel of the Zeramin. Call of the Tempestari is going to allow you to defeat tenant Liches, and Angel of the Zeramin is going to unlock Incarnon Weapons for you. There's two kinds of Liches, Kuva Liches and Tenant Liches. You can unlock Kuva Liches by simply playing through the story, however, the Call of the Tempestari quest is required to unlock Tenant Liches. Liches are important because Kuva and Tenant weapons, which you get from them, are powerful tools late game. I won't go in depth on how to defeat them, but you'll need Requiem mods which you can get from Kuva Siphon missions. Incarnon weapons are also high-level upgrades that will allow you to destroy enemies with ease. They can be obtained after completing the Angels of the Zeramin quest. You can pick up basic Incarnon weapons from Cavallero on the 10-0. You can also acquire Incarnon adapters to turn some normal weapons into their Incarnon variant. You can do this by completing the Duviri Paradox quest, then playing all 3 Duviri nodes which will unlock Steel Path for Duviri. Then, you can play the Steel Path Circuit Duviri game mode, which will allow you to unlock certain Incarnon adapters which rotate weekly. For all Incarnon weapons, you'll have to complete challenges to upgrade them, but they're certainly worth the effort. For focus schools, Matarai and Zeneric are generally considered the best, providing additional damage and energy respectively. Besides amps, Matter is your best tool for end-level content requiring amps, powering up even the worst amp. Other focus schools are good, but typically have more niche use cases, so I wouldn't suggest them. To gain affinity for a focus school, simply apply any lens to a piece of equipment you use frequently so that you can passively farm points. Finally, it wouldn't really be a video if I didn't talk about Steel Path. I think it's a really complicated topic, so I made a separate video on it that you can find in the description. That video talks about modding your gear to be able to deal considerable damage in Steel Path. You're going to want to complete the quests that I've already explained because those are going to give you the tools necessary to not wonk into your first Steel Path mission and get steamrolled. Thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, feel free to comment them because I do read all of them. Have a good day.